Hey y'all, hey, it's V, the CPS Scholar, and I'm dropping in to do my chat on And Just Like That, Season 2, Episode 5, Trick or Treat. The new one comes out tomorrow, so I figured I would do a quick synopsis of what happened in this dumpster fire of a show. It's pretty obvious that the writers are on strike because of how bad this show is, but surprisingly, it wasn't as bad. I think nothing can be as bad as episode 3, but they tried to reach it. They tried to reach that goal. Anyways, hope this video finds you blessed, loved, happy, all that good stuff. I figured I would do this chat while I was on my walk, killing 30 birds with one stone. So if you see me over here start sweating, looking crazy, all needed in the world of needing your health and getting older. But anyways, so the episode starts off with Miranda jumping out of bed, trying not to disturb Che, because everything is about Che. Because she's been going over there, smashing Che, then going back home to her son, who's damn near 30, but she's running back home to Brooklyn. I don't know if you remember that little cute little house that they had in Brooklyn, on Sex and the City, when she decided to be a family woman and get a house and move out of Manhattan. Everybody was all devastated. But anyways, she's racing home to make her son pancakes. And even he's like, why are you doing this? Like, you're doing too much. So as she's jumping up to go, Che's upset because she's making a lot of noise, because Che is pretty much nocturnal, up all night partying and everything. And I guess Miranda decided to finally go back to work, because I was wondering how she was funding herself while she was riding around being a groupie for Che. And so she got to get up and go be a professor in the morning. So it's clashing. And Che got a bunch of people in the house smoking and living their best life, playing video games. Che is supposed to be, I think, 40 something, but she acts like she's freaking 10. But either way, the joke is that Miranda keeps running into the bed with her toe. Had that ever happened to you? Because I can't stand it. That's like the worst pain on the planet. But anyways, that's the plot. That's part of the plot. So she's running to get to the apartment to see Brady and cook him some pancakes and offer to cut pumpkins with him, which Brady kind of looks like. Yeah, like I said, this man's like 30 years old. He can't handle the breakup. They find out he doesn't want to go to college. She basically finally decided to be a mother. It was really weird, and she was running back and forth. Also, why it didn't make any sense, because Steve offered to move out of the house, even though she left him for Che. Make it make sense. Anyways, so that's her storyline. Then they all go to a charity Halloween party that freaking Charlotte is throwing, and Miranda didn't have a costume on, and they were like, Charlotte's gonna get mad, so she threw on this red nose. I'm like, yeah, because your ass is a clown. You ruined the show, Cynthia Dixon. Oh my God, it's so bad. Cynthia Nixon. So I'm like, okay, you don't have a costume on. And then Carrie had an outfit that looked like she would usually wear, because she has these big bows in her hair, this loud metallic outfit. And they were like, what are you supposed to be? And she's like, I forgot what the name of the lady she called out was, but it was the founder of Cosmo. And she's supposed to be a big feminist hero, an author. And I know I used to always read Cosmo, as I think from a teenager all the way through college, and they used to have the best stories, how to please your man, 25 ways to look beautiful. Like it was the raunchy magazine for the teenagers and the young adults. So shout out to the founder of Cosmo. But either way, that's who Carrie was supposed to be. So they were complaining that she didn't have a costume on. Then they have they walk up to freaking Charlotte and Harry, and they're dressed as a detective couple from some random FX show called The Americans, but they both look like they about to go shopping at the mall, except Harry got on this weird ass wig and the freaking Dahmer glasses, and my God. And Charlotte was like, oh my God, do I not look like her? And she's swifting her hair to the side, looking nothing like this lady. It was a mess. Then they had LTW and Anthony dancing on the dance floor to when they first were out there, they're dancing to TLC's Creep, and Anthony's dressed like the devil, and LTW looks great as usual, dancing as the Bride of Frankenstein. You know I love Nicole Ari Parker, so they're doing all that. They all get together. They're talking. And they're trying to figure out. Well, Naya came dressed in as Catwoman, being sexy and pretty like she is. And Seema, I don't know what the hell Seema had on, but you guys, you know, I always love Seema from Mississippi and Solid. So I'm gonna give her a pass. But she was wearing some copper outfit. I have no idea. I don't even think it was a costume either. So they're sitting there chatting. You know that Naya's husband, Andre, left because he felt it was cool to have a chick in his room helping him write songs. And he also had the nerve to ask his wife to have a baby. So he's gone. So Naya's like, where do I find high value men to hang out with? So these ladies supposed to be like 60-some years old or whatever it is. And they said, no, go hang out in a 5-star hotel, restaurant, bar. And all the ballers are going to be there, right? So that's where Seema said to go. So Carrie and Naya agreed to go with her. But Miranda was outraged. You're going to go hang out in a bar and pick up men? No, we're going to be like you and meet some random non-funny comedian and leave our husband and kid to run off and be a fangirl. So anyways, they're going to the hotel. They all get ready to go to hang out in the hotel to go pick up people. And the scene was pretty cool because, I skipped a part. Anthony, who's dressed as the devil, goes to cruise this man who looked like he was dressed like Spartacus. And he was in shape. Abs on everything. He looked amazing. So he go to cruise the dude. The dude was like, get away from me. I'm married. He was like, I've never seen a straight man with abs like that. I'm like, Anthony is the comedy relief of the show. But why is his character arc only to be gay? He hasn't grown. He hasn't done anything. He has no real storyline. He just come in, make a gay joke, and then exit the hell out. Make it make sense. Herbert, who is LTW's husband, comes in a full suit while she's dressed as Bride of Frankenstein. And she's like, why aren't you dressed? He said, I'm running for comptroller. I don't want them to catch a picture of me looking stupid. Because he was supposed to dress as George Washington. And if you know, you know. I'll just because they didn't have much of a storyline this time. The storyline with them was he comes out the closet in a George Washington suit to come smash. And she thinks it's sexy. But it's a shout out to the man because the guy who plays Herbert is in Hamilton. Love him. He's amazing in it. So I thought he was sexy in the George Washington outfit too. But I love him as an actor. So that's probably what it was. You didn't see them anymore the rest of the episode. Back to the girls going to go pick up the men. In the club, in the hotel. So, I'm about to say Samantha because Seema's a fake Samantha. Seema, Naya, and Carrie go to the hotel. And Naya sees this fine chocolate, well-dressed man lays one eye on Naya and was like, what's good? She was like, what's good? And they basically disappeared off into the hotel room. Seema meets this guy who's a brand ambassador for some gin, and he asks her. He keeps saying this name of a gin that nobody knows, and she keeps asking him why he's saying it, and she's like, he says like, I'm trying to get them to basically sell my gin in this high establishment. So she throws the name in there too. They start talking. She's gone with the man, the gin man. Carrie's left alone. Dun dun dun. Fast forward to the hotel room with Seema and the gym man. He's out there. He's being sexy, whatever the hell he got going on. And I see him with this... this show is so ridiculous. I see him pull out this leather bag like a setup. I'm like, is he about to do some, some 50 Shades of Grey type foolishness on her? And no, he pulls out an eggplant pump. That's what I'm going to say because I don't know if I can say the other word. An eggplant pump. And he goes, and it wasn't even like a high-tech, computer-aided, like even a high blood pressure machine has digital. He pulled it out like it's Industrial Revolution and go, trying to get his thing up. He's like, are you cool with it? She's like, yeah, I'm cool with it. Man, that would have killed the whole vibe for me. I would have got up and left. I know people have ailments. But the way he pulled it out and just said, what's up? I was like, oh my God, I would have been thrown off. I would have left. So they do it. They get it in. So the next day she calls Carrie, and Carrie is walking down the street, because that's all Carrie does this whole show, just walk down the street. Can I judge? Because I'm just walking down the street. Either way, walking down the street being Carrie in some loud, obnoxious outfit that we love, right? And she's standing in the bike lane. So as soon as she's telling her about the eggplant pump to get it up, she's in the way of this bike rider, and he slams in her, he falls, and he breaks his wrist. She helps him up, grabs his bike, offers to take, he's supposed to be delivering something, offers to take him to urgent care. When they get to the urgent care, he can't write. She writes for him. Because what I noticed, Carrie's always trying to save. She feels good when she's trying to save somebody, or something is wrong with somebody. That's what turns her on. If you think about Berger, he was a struggling author. The man with the damn the jazz band, I think he was on the spectrum a little bit. But the dude she met at the mental health facility, that they played by David Duchovny from X-Files. She always fixing something. And then Big was the emotionally unavailable man who she was trying to get to have a heart, like he was the damn Tin Man on freaking Wizard of Oz. Okay, so all that happened. She took him to the urgent care, and she finds out that he's an app developer. Cool. And he was rushing to deliver an app. He has a business partner. She's sitting there waiting for him. They exchange. She had to write down all his information so she knew his address. Turns out he has a partner who works with him on the app. And as soon as he said he had a partner, she assumed that he was gay. But he said he wasn't. He means partner like in business. So she waited around for him. When he went to go pay for the urgent care, everybody's nightmare, the card declined. And they called him over there. The lady was like, your card ain't working. What you gonna do about it? And you realize Carrie has all this money. So, but she doesn't offer. He doesn't ask. He handles everything. They go about their business. By the way, this app developer guy is gorgeous. He's very handsome. I could the way he's an older guy, but he's tall, he's in shape, he looks good. So I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a love interest, boom, whatever. But I heard Aiden is coming back at some point, so I'm not. Carrie basically like to meet people, find something wrong with them, dump them, and keep it moving. And the something wrong with them is usually about their job. It's something about their job that she doesn't like, or gives them a personality quirk, and that's the reason she finds a dump them. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, freaking Miranda is still arguing with Che about the hours or whatever. And so she decides that she's going to move in with Naya, the professor, because remember, her man is gone. She's going to sleep in his music room, so her and Carrie go look for a mattress. This lady has all this money, a viable job. I think she's in her 60s or whatever. And she can't afford a place to stay while she figures out what the hell she's gonna do to be closer to her boo. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, so go back to Carrie. Carrie and the dude, every time she goes to the man's house and she buys like 30 DoorDash meals for this man, because she said she basically felt like he was broke because his card got declined. And he was like, no, I'm not broke. It's just I grabbed the wrong card or whatever. And the whole time, every time they're getting comfortable, he had this amazing apartment, like an art gallery. She was judging that. Oh, it looks like a warehouse in here. No, it looked better than where you living at. She brings the food or whatever, and he answers the door, which I think was bold, kind of like on Love Jones, when he showed up to Nina's spot and he didn't know if she had a man. Carrie showed up to this man's house with all this food, had no idea if he was going to be there. And he answered the phone and nobody was there. So they're talking, kicking it, getting comfortable. They start making out. Then the partner calls. The partner is calling, cussing him out because he keeps forgetting to finish the stuff he needs to finish for the deadline. And even while Carrie's in the bed with him, he leaves. And the partner is like, I'm not a bad person. I just need him to get the deadline done. And he keeps getting distracted by you. So she ends up ditching the app guy and not doing anything with him because he's married to his job. This is dumb. Carrie don't want to be with anybody because if you have a fine man who's working, getting it in, obviously making money, nice, sweet, good looking, and you dump him because his partner's calling because they have a deadline the next day, that could just be what it is for that week. Like, you are doing way too much. You're doing way too much. So, and she skips off like at the end of every Sex and the City episode where she skips off with no man, and she's really well dressed and happy about it. Anyway, so let's go back to Miranda and Che. So Che has that show. Remember, she has that show called Che Pasa. And they did a test run. And basically when they pulled, I think they pulled people from the subway, or where they pulled the people from. And baby, the people hated it. Especially Che. We don't like Che either. Her character is nothing but her gender identity. There's no story arc. There's no growth. There's no other idiosyncrasies. She just, her gender identity all day. So she lost her show. She's crying because, well, they are crying. Let me correct myself, sorry. They are crying because they got this new apartment, but I'm thinking they were going to have a show. And Miranda's like, well, you'll be great. I'll be your cheerleader. It'll be fine. And Che was like, no, I don't need a cheerleader. Leave me alone. And basically, it looked like they building up for Che to dump her. But she simps for Che as usual. I mean, I've never seen somebody act like this. Che could care less about what she got going on. She's super selfish or whatever. But it looks like they're building up for them to break up. And she basically said, I need some me time. You know that me time. You know what that me time, baby, mean. It mean y'all ain't no damn break. We broke up. So either way, so that happened. All right, back to Seema and her man with the broken whatever. So she's like, she's gonna date him anyway because he has B+ nookie or whatever, and he makes her laugh, and she never gets off with a man anyway. She has to do it herself. So once again, they have him in there with the machine, and she was like, she let him do his thing. He got off. So when he was done, she pulled out her toy to get it done. Baby, why he was offended? He was offended, boy. He said, oh, you pulling out that thing is rude. She was like, shoot, you pulled out your thing, I pulled out my thing. What's rude about it? And so he basically break up with her because she uses a toy. And that was the plot of the show, y'all. I suffered through it because I love y'all. I didn't want y'all to have to suffer through it. Let me know what you thought about the episode. I'm not even giving this shit a rating because it's a hot ass mess. But the new episode comes out tomorrow, so I'm gonna go ahead and do another recap on it when that's done. Before that, I'm gonna drop a Ready to Love because I've been watching that too. So as I always say, love who love you. May God bless you with everything that you need. And I'm gonna finish this walk. The CPS Scholar is out. Bye, y'all.